Welcome everyone to my webinar today with the topic Caregivers and Children's Reading Habit. My name is Colleen. I am the master student at the University of North Texas in Early Childhood Program. I'm excited to be here today to share with you more information about the benefits of shared reading as well as the different ways to establish the reading habits for preschool children. I know a saying said that children are made readers on the laps of their parents. Therefore, if you are the caregivers of children from 3 to 5 years old and you stood up for yourself about the practice you're using on reading books for children, or your child is not really care about reading and you want to know more about the strategies to walk your children through it, I believe you will have a lot of takeaways from this webinar. Okay, I just want to mention briefly why I think reading is important for children at the early age. And then I'm gonna going to give you some ideas how to advocate the reading habits in children. And then conclude by sharing some concerns you may have and how to deal with them. Okay, before I go into the first session, I want you to ask yourself those questions. First, how many books do you have at home? How often do you read books for your children? Are you using any strategies when reading books for your children? What are they? And are you confident that you can read the books effectively for your children at home? If you want to share your answers in the comment box, I'm happy to discuss more about that later. Great, let's move to the first part, why reading at home is important at the early age. If you are homeschooling your child, it's great. Otherwise, I assume you send your children to the childcare or preschool. And you know at that school settings, they have reading time which is called read out loud. That's great. However, besides reading time, the children also have other activities such as nap time, snack time, outside time, center time. The time for reading at school is not enough. As a parents, our caregivers, you are the only ones who understand your children most and you know what are their interests to choose the book they may love. Moreover, interaction with children while reading books for them also support their overall language development. As a result, reading at home can help children avoid lacking the vocabulary and sentence structure crucial to learning and success at school in the future. Consequently, your children will be ready when they enter kindergarten. The research said that children who do not develop early literacy skills, especially phonological awareness and alphabet knowledge, before they go to kindergarten are at risk for reading difficulties. And children whose parents begin to share books with them consistently at an early age are likely to be able to read by the time they enter school. I mentioned about the phonological awareness and alphabet knowledge last slide. Those are two among 6 key predictors for reading and school success, according to National Early Literacy Panel. Other 4 predictors are rapid autonomic naming of letters or numbers, rapid autonomic naming of objects or colors, writings, phonological memory. In other words, we want to focus on those factors while supporting reading development for children. We want to know whether our children be able to name the letters and the knowledge that letters are associated with cells, the ability to count and recognize the numbers, colors, and tell the name of some objects rapidly, and the ability to write the letters and numbers. Understand the importance of reading and some factors influencing on reading development, it's time for us to share some ideas to cultivate this reading habit. First, choose the appropriate books. Appropriate books here is about the age appropriate and the purpose of reading. It's important to choose the books which are easy for your children to understand. And if you notice, you can see there is a group age recommendation on the corner of any children book. And for example, at the position you see here, I put the blue mark. There's a group age recommendation for this book. So, looking for the age recommendation when you find a book for your children is essential. About the reading purpose, there are so many different types of books outside in the market. And now I'm gonna divide them into 3 groups, represent for 3 different purposes. First, read for redirect behavior. For example, if your children do not know how to share, the picture books are the good choice to read for them. Second purpose, read to provide the information. At this time, alphabet books, counting books, rhymes books, they are the good resource to teach them letters, numbers, phonics, colors. And the last group is about read just for fun. And I use the participant groups. Participant groups are the book which the children can interact while reading. For example, grab hands, stomp feet, turn around, point the numbers, something like that. And because today I will focus only on the reading habits, so if you want to know more about the children books and how to choose a good one, how to use it effectively, please share your ideas in the comment box. I will make another webinar about it later in the future. So, depends on the children's interest. You can choose the book to read for children. And at this age, I think the more they're interested in reading books, the easier for you to establish the reading habits for them. And the second strategy is maintain story time. Story time is important. The research said that the children who have the story time will 5 times more fluency than their peers who don't. Moreover, the mutual relationship between parents and children will develop too. The tip is based on the social interaction theory. You can know which book your children love and which one they're not interested in. But if you box some books which your children don't like, don't worry. Start with something easy and fun. As a parent, you know what your children love and what is their favorite. And when your children have their favorite book, they will ask you to read it again and again. At that time, take those points into consideration when you read books for them. Start from the cover. Use a different tones if you can for different characteristics in the book to catch their attention. Interact with the kids before, during, and after reading book. Ask their opinion at the end of the book. And remember, reading with a print preference style, this is the technique we use verbal and non-verbal to heighten the children's attention, interest, and print reading a book. This technique includes asking questions about the print, tracking one's finger along the text while reading. Another tip is creating a reading space for your children. And the reading space I want to mention here particularly is a bookshelf, which is put in the children's room. The bookshelf should be on their reach, so the children are gonna be free to choose the book they want. Besides that, having a bookshelf help children learn how to care for their own bookshelf and inspire the sense of book possessions. The next tip is letting your children get involved in the community activities. For example, take them out to the bookstore at the weekend, join the book club in the neighborhood, or the any reading activities at the local library. Those can bring the huge benefits which we never know. Because the environment around the children, like school setting, neighborhood, family, those are important according to the ecological framework because it's gonna influence directly to the children, help to shape the individual. And don't forget to be a good model for your children. For example, surrounding yourself with reading materials such as magazines, books, newspaper, or buy or borrow books together, or bring something to read everywhere you go. It's gonna be amazing if your children catch the moment while you enjoy reading at your house. Okay, I've just shared with you some ideas about how to cultivate the love of reading, how to establish the reading habit at the early age. How do you think? If you want to contribute more ideas to the list, don't hesitate to put them in the comment box. Last week, I received some email about the concerns they have. One of them is, I could not afford for lots of picture books. Or, no worry, the local library is a great resource for you to check out. I believe they also have some programs such as book club, which fostering the reading habits in preschool. Contact and ask them for more information. Another question I received is, I am not confident to read the book for my kids. My kids seem bored when I turn the pages. It's okay, practice and practice. You can watch some audiobooks on YouTube to learn more about the way to read a book for the kids. And I believe with the love you have for your kids, you can do anything. Another question is, there are so many books on the market. I do not know how to choose a good one. Okay, so if you interested in this, I think the next webinar is gonna be about this topic. However, in general, you can search more on the Google because I think it's a good source for you to do more research. Type the topic you want to find the book about and read the review before you go to choose a book for your children.